Kendra with Trust TV, and I'm back with another video. This is a little food for thought, and this is just my little commentary, my little rant that I'm going on right now. Because I was watching a podcast. I love McKenna and her husband, and how they were just talking about interracial dating and the situation that was going on with the football team. And it kind of made me feel bad, because the situation she was talking about was how this black man is coaching like a child football team, and all the black women got to be football moms. And once he got him a Hispanic woman, she wanted no other football mom. So the black man who was in love with the Hispanic woman kicked out all the black women and just made his Spanish woman the head football mom. I don't know how that go. I don't got no kids and they ain't in football. And so, anyway, with that being said, it just brung up, it just stirred in me certain things that I realized. And just even growing up from my experiences and from seeing a lot of other black girls in my community. Now, this is not for every black woman, because there are black women with various different backgrounds, various different experiences. But quite many black women grow up in a society where we are not allowed to be children. We are always looked at to know more, even at a very young age. There's no empathy for black girls. There's no understanding. If you are raped as a black girl, you are considered fast and you are shunned. Nobody listens to your pleas. Nobody listens to your hurt. If you cry about it, you are deemed weak, or you are silenced by your family or those who've done it. As black girls, you are taught always to be strong, and that crying is weakness. You are pretty much raised like a boy. People do not let you cry. You are not allowed to really have any real emotion as a black woman. So a lot of times black women become aggressive because their surrounding is very aggressive. And I said this in another video. We are raised like boys. We are raised to not cry out loud. We are raised to not let too many people know we are broken, because if we are in fact broken, people do not empathize with us, they use us. When we are beaten down by society, we are trampled on, we are silenced, and we are told that we are the problem as black women. When we dare to fight back, we are considered aggressive. We are considered masculine. We are dehumanized for our ability to fight back. When we decide to rise up and say, I don't want to be abused, so I'm going to work for myself, we are dehumanized for being independent, while other women are celebrated for their independence. We are the only race of women I know who is criticized and dehumanized for our survival. If a black woman man leaves her with children, we are the only races of women who are dehumanized for that. If a black woman doesn't have enough money and she decides that she still needs to feed her kids and she cooks them ramen noodles and some vegetables and hot dogs, she is dehumanized for that. But if a Hispanic woman does the same thing, an Asian woman does the same thing, a white woman does the same thing, they are commended for their survival skills. Black women, the only people I know who are degraded for their survival skills. Their ability to endure. People told us we were strong not as a means to give us, to affirm us, but to degrade us. Because that strength, they use it to defeminize us, right? That strength, that resilience is crucified when you are a black woman. They tell you that you're like unto a man because you survive what other women, what they assume fell from. But when a white woman or Hispanic woman gets up in spite of all of it and say, they were left by their man to be a single mother, people commend them. They commend them. I was watching a podcast the other day, It wasn't really a podcast, but it was a podcast. It was a podcast, but it was on somebody's channel. And it was this Hispanic man who was with his Hispanic wife or girlfriend. And she's very violent toward him. Like, if he do something, she, like, stab him. He was like, this is what it's like. Like, he did, like, one of those videos or whatever, and somebody was commenting on it. Excuse me. He was just talking about how this is what it's like to be with a Hispanic woman. And he wasn't saying it in a negative way. He was saying it in a celebratory way. He was like, yeah, they crazy when you get them mad. You know, they will stab you. They will set your stuff on fire. You know, they will key your car, da-da-da, etc. And, you know, there was black men who dated Hispanic women as well. And they was laughing like, yeah, like, for real, they crazy. Or they do mad crazy. They mad feisty. Like, they will fight you. Like, they're not playing. They will stab you. And they were celebrating this. They were like, and then in the comment section, you have some men who were like, yeah, well, you haven't met a Russian woman. A Russian woman will damn near try to kill you, take your head off. She would try to shoot you, da-da-da. And they were just all bigging up these women who were very much aggressive. Like, they're telling you that, oh, these Hispanic women, Latino women, they will stab you up. These white women to try to shoot, these Russian white women try to shoot you, all this stuff. And then I found it crazy because when a black woman was arguing, this black man and this black woman was in a chicken shop. And it's the one where the black man got killed by the 14-year-old son. And she was arguing. She didn't put her hands on this man or nothing. They were arguing for whatever reason they was arguing. And the black man punched her in the face. If you look at the comments, people are saying she's masculine for even arguing back with him. But mind you, in another video, a Hispanic woman and white women are being literally praised for, like, stabbing their boyfriends, but a black woman arguing back with a man who's fussing with her gets punched in the face. Her just arguing back deemed her as masculine, but not the Hispanic woman that's stabbing her man, and nobody sees the problem with that. And that's why I said it's crazy, because being a black woman is not for the faint of heart. Anything and everything you do is dehumanized. You are literally discredited for your existence. Your existence, people have every negative thing to say about. I can't be me in my flesh, because all that was associated with me was nothing but negativity, even when other races of women act worse than me. I can't be myself. I am not celebrated. We are there was an analogy that a man used. Black women are the only flowers who grow that are not watered. We do not get loved. Oftentimes we grow up in homes where we have not experienced love, and we become these hopeless romantics, always looking and seeing Cinderellas and Princess Tianas and Snow White, always finding their true love, somebody to love them. And we go searching at young ages for love that we had never obtained. And I honestly feel bad for black women, because as a black woman, a lot of us are out here doing whatever we can just to have somebody say, I love you for you. You don't got to be nobody special. You don't got to be anybody significant. Just you alone is enough. We get all this surgery, all this work done. We become white women. We try to make ourselves white women who trying to be us. You know how many black women look up to Kim Kardashian just because Kim Kardashian get to look like us and be celebrated? Do what we do and be celebrated and become rich. Kylie Jenner, rich. Now let that be black women. You know how bad they drag the Real Housewives of Atlanta? You know how bad they drag basketball wives? They call them all types of, and though these is true, they are just debased and depraved, but so are the Kardashians. But nobody says that. Oh, they'll say it in little, but it's not made of a spectacle the way it is and when it's black women. And all white women aren't charged with being like Kim Kardashian. That's why you can have a white woman, average day white woman, get a spray tan and nobody consider it self-hate. That's why you can have a white woman, plethora of white women getting lip injections, tanning on tanning beds all day, putting on spray tans, beating their face with makeup, making themselves dark, wearing box braids and cornrows and curly perms and getting nose and lip jogs and high cheekbones, and nobody consider it self-hate. But a moment that a black woman put on a blonde wig, now she hate herself and everybody want to dehumanize her and say she hate herself. And no matter how much she just explained, no, I just like versatility. It's a nice protective style that gives me the same. They don't want to hear that. They just want it what they are. They want her to feel like she hate herself. It's reverse psychology. They want her to not feel good in her skin. Being a black woman is not for the faint of heart. I'm a fat black woman, which makes it even worse. A fat white woman, Hispanic or Asian, can get love, especially from a black man. A black man will love him, a fat white woman, but my fat black ass, oh, nah, they want to call me everything but the child of God. They can't have fat on my black ass. I got to be perfect. I have to have the big butt, small waistline, and if I am going to look like that, I got to have the curly, wavy hair. Can't be 4C now, okay? And only way they're going to be with me is if I'm in a situationship and they trap. But love me for me, see the worthwhile in me, the only way they're going to allow themselves to do that is if they can use me. That is what it's like being a black woman in America. You are used and discarded, never loved, always watching and seeking for it. Even when you have a man in your house, that man don't love you. You are always searching and waiting for somebody to actually love you for who you are. No other race of woman has to deal with that. Not at the magnitude that black women do. We are discarded. If we stand strong, we are considered masculine. If we are submissive, we are deemed weak and we are trampled over. Beaten, raped, discarded, used. Even if they don't beat us, they use our body and then discard us. Women who aren't worth being with, they say. Even if we're respectful, Aunt CEO, we are disrespected, degraded, dehumanized. And we grow up in a society always trying to say, well, that's not me. I'm not like that. Candace Owens, I'm somebody. I'm good enough. I'm pretty enough. What can I do to be liked? You want to know why so many women went on, if they weren't paid, went on podcasts like Kevin Samuel and Aunt CEO's channel? Because they just want somebody to affirm that they're good enough. Because if Kevin Samuel would have said this one black woman was good enough, then she could feel free that she's somebody that's good enough. That's why they go on those podcasts like, he's not going to say that about me. I'm good enough. I'm good enough. Only to be degraded and put down because they're looking for affirmation that they never received and that many black women will not ever receive. So a lot of black women started saying, you know what? I'm not going to get that unless I do it for me. A lot of black women decided, people say independent woman don't need no man. It's not that she don't need no man. It's that she's so used to not getting any man to affirm her other than when she is in his bed. She's so used to being overlooked and discarded. What good would it be if I just waited around for you to give me affirmation that you don't want to give me, because the moment that I feel good about myself, for some reason it makes you upset. You know how many times as a black woman feeling good about myself made black men mad. I dared to believe that I look good. You're fat though. Yeah, well, that fat white woman's fat and you're not criticizing her. Yeah, but you're black though. Fat is fat though. But not to a black man. Every other race can be fat and he'll love them. But because it's not socially acceptable, me as a black woman being fat is something that can't be. Only way he'd deal with a fat black woman is if she's buying him. She's taking care of all the bills. And you know, a lot of black men, they want me to be one of those fat black women who buy they love. You are not worth my penny. I would never in my life. But that's the only way. You know, I remember, there's Nikki Thought, and she's a beautiful dark-skinned woman. But I'm just speculating. When she was younger, she used to want to date black men. But black men would say to her, she's too dark. And so she stayed with this white man and had children. And in my opinion, I think it's because she didn't think it would happen for her. And she really wanted children. You know, now she's with her black boyfriend or whatever. Now they got a baby. But still, the desperation that one had to be in to want to hurry. And that's what a lot of black women do. They become hopeless romantic, thinking that love won't happen to them because what society say about them. Begging for love that other women receive so quickly. I didn't say all of us. I said many of us. You know how many white girls I know who come straight out of high school, go to college and get married? A lot of them. You know how many black women I know that go out of high school and become baby mamas? A lot of them. But everybody says, well, that's the black. Nah, it's the man that wants to marry. It's the man that findeth the wife, findeth a good thing and obtains favor. The white boy wanted to get married. The black boy just wanted to have sex. But we are shunned because our men don't marry. They say it's our fault that our men don't marry. They say it's our fault, that it's only our fault when we become baby mamas. Anything, even though the man is the head, anything that goes wrong in black society, they look to black women. We're blamed. But any other race, if there's failure, the man's blamed. If white society doesn't turn out right, they say, well, that's, you know, the white man being the leader, he takes the blame for that. Same thing with Asians. If you go to Asian society's falling apart, there's a whole bunch of this, the Asian male get the blame. But in society, if the society of a black people are failing, they blame only the black woman. What did you do, black woman, that made it fail? Mind you, the man is the head. Why are we as the tail being condemned for what the head should be doing? We're not the head. Y'all the ones raising the kids by yourself. So why aren't you talking to the men? We're not raising children by ourselves because we have this desire to. But we're the only race of women who are condemned for the failures of our men. The only ones. I don't know. When I say that being a black woman is not for the faint of heart, it is not. Being a black man is not as hard as being a black woman. Your everyday existence is crucified. No, if you fail in life, you are crucified. If you succeed in life, you are crucified. If she's a wealthy black woman, she is considered an independent woman that don't need no man in the worst negative sense that there is. She is considered masculine and somebody that is undesirable. But if she is broke and she is poor, she's considered useless, wasteful woman. If she's poor, she's demonized. I mean, but then you tell me that having as a woman doesn't mean anything. So if I'm broke, then why are you criticizing my brokenness? You get what I mean? But if I'm successful and I'm a business owner and I'm wealthy, well, that don't really matter, because what you have don't mean nothing. But then when I'm broke, you say that I'm broke, I'm not worthy. So it's like, no matter, we damned if we do, we damned if we don't. If we have, we not worthy, and if we don't have, we ain't. That is the nature of being a black woman in society. I wish I would have knew this growing up. I wish. Y'all make sure y'all tell y'all girls, y'all black girls, how hard it really is out here to be a black girl and a black woman, because it is damn hard. And again, as I said, and I say it again, I don't wish this on my enemies. If you don't know what it is, and this is not every black woman, but there's many of us flowers out here unwatered that keeps growing. We don't have the ability to sit back and cry. We cry to ourselves in silence, and that's it. Nobody's there loving us through it. We are on our own in every situation. We are by ourselves most of the time, suffering through every type of suffering, silently, with nobody to tell, because anybody that's in your life just wish you would continue to go through it. Some of us got a backing. Most of us don't. Now let me make sure I give God the glory and the honor, because I know that I'm sitting here and I'm saying we don't have anybody. We do have the Lord and Savior up above, and that is to not be taken for granted. He does watch over us, protect us, and shield us and father us. But what it looks like is hell. Hell on this earth. Even with your Father, the Most High God. Because all of which you did not learn, because you did not have a father, He has to now beat out of you with life experiences of delay, lack, scarcity. You go without being loved, feeling like you are punished because you missed things in your life. Lessons that you never got lessons that you never got to learn. Boundaries that you did not understand took place. You place men on pedestals because you didn't know what it felt like to have a tangible man in your life, to give an example on how you're supposed to be with the man, or that every transaction with him, every relationship with a man does not have to be transactionary. You don't understand natural relationship. You God complex men because nobody told you that men have emotions where they're not always right and they're not always good, and you don't have to deal, and you can defend yourself and you can protect yourself. Some of these young black girls are taught that a man that like you mistreats you. So now they grow up saying, oh, he just like you, baby. He punched you in the stomach. He just like you, girl. Boy, so now you grow up with this idea that an abusive man is a loving man. So you staying because you were trained to think that the more he love you, is the more he punch you, is the more he love you. My mama didn't teach me that. Thank you, Lord, for that. But some of them even do it with their kids. Some of them think a man that want to be in their life, they think if he always over-discipline their children, that means he loved them. He loved them and want to be a father to their children. Never once occurred that he could just be an abusive man looking for an opportunity to hurt your child, and it go unnoticed because you believe that his pain that he inflicted on your child is love, because nobody ever told you that that's not a sign of love. Abuse is not a sign of love. Him whooping your child and disciplining your child is not a sign that he love you. He could just be a predator. Anyway, this is Kindred with Trust TV, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay up, stay blessed. Put God first above all else. Peace out. Bye for now.